Don't down. Don't move. And that's the movie we're going to be talking about today. Netflix's movie, Don't Move. It's been the number one and number two movie for about a week and a half now. Let's talk about it.
Have you started to feel it yet?
What did you do to me?
Just a special relaxant to make things easier on both of us.
I've seen a couple movies lately, but the one I really want to talk about is the Netflix original, Don't Move. Now, this movie's been number one and number two, kind of on and off for the last week and a half, but it's really good and it's really, really intense the whole time. But before I really get into it, let me tell you about the two main actors, or really the only two actors that are in it very much. This movie could not have taken too much to film. Now, the first one that you'll probably recognize is Kelsey Asbill. Now, if you are trying to think, where's she from? Yellowstone. She's married to Casey in the show, and I've always found her a bit whiny. And let's not get into Yellowstone on this review, but let me just say I've always found her super attractive as a Native American uh, wife to Casey, the character Casey. Now, the other person in this is Finn Whitrock, and he plays Richard. And if you're like, I know him too, I can't place him. He plays a psycho guy without any real morals on American Horror Story. And you know what? In this movie, he gets to amp it up to 11 just like Spinal Tap. There's a reference from my old people.
Are you crazy?
You have about 20 minutes before you're completely paralyzed.
Here's the premise of the movie. And if you've seen the trailer, it does a really good job of putting it out there. She, being the character Iris, she goes up this mountain to either kill herself or just be sad because her son passed off of that mountain. Who knows, months, a year ago, whatever. We don't know. But we just know she's in a huge, deep depression. And this is not spoilers. This is at the very beginning of the movie. And then we see our other guy come in. Well, not our other guy, our other character. His name's Richard. And he is up there. We don't actually know why he's up there, but I'm thinking because he already saw her or saw the car and thought, before I get into this, let me just finish. He is the one that kind of talks her off the ledge. He is the one that gets her to not jump or not kill her. And then he just starts to walk down, go back down the mountain. And then a minute or two later, she walks behind. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Okay. Interesting part of this movie is that as they're walking down, his car is not letting her in. It's like this close. He sticks her with a paralytic that takes 20 minutes to take effect, where she won't be able to move, she won't be able to speak, she won't be able to do anything. Now that's where it gets interesting because then she starts to run because then she really wants her life back and she is scared to death. And that's where it just becomes intense and you're watching this happen. And it's a lot like Scream in the way. When I say Scream, the original Scream shows Billy Loomis and the other character as clumsy and not, stalkery. This is a serial killer in this movie who has done this many, many times. And yet he's done it so much that it's like second nature to him, but he's still a regular person. It's not a horror movie. He still lets her get away by, she pushes him down and then there's all kinds of stuff that happens and she wrecks the truck and I'm not going to go any further than that, but there are other characters that get involved, and whether or not they survive the movie, I'm not going to tell you. but I think you should watch this movie, especially since it's free if you already have Netflix. And it's a great movie to watch on the weekend. I want you to take a look at this movie. It's totally worth your time. It's got some great scenery. It's it was filmed in California. It's filmed at Big Sur and just beautiful, beautiful landscape. And that becomes a character in the movie itself, okay? Because she is fighting the landscape and so is he trying to get to her. And like I said, if you like this, if you like what I have to say, if you like any of my videos before, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and you know what? I will see you next time at the theater, on my couch, by my iPad, and that's it. So goodbye, everybody. I'll see you next time.